How dare you? These guys are dying, right? They're gonna die. You're gonna block the fire? You can take it. Wait, you can take the droid helmet. He can take it off. You big softy. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to the Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 8. Now, I am beyond excited to just get into the final of this show now, and it's mainly because I can't quite decide what this show would end up doing with Baby Yoda. Like, in my mind, I can't tell whether or not this show would let Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian be separated over a season, or if it would keep them together, if that makes sense. Like, we've been following the main conflict about Baby Yoda being wanted by this Imperial remnant, and it's whether or not the show's dark enough to actually let the bad guys win, and then almost like keep you waiting till season 2 before maybe Mandalorian and Baby Yoda are reunited again. So I really can't decide whether or not they'll end up winning here, or if this new villain who had an amazing entrance does win, because he seems insanely competent already. Like, literally, the third act of the last episode, it was basically just him winning already. Still can't decide. I don't want Quail to be dead. Quail better not be dead, but if he is, that's already a victory for this new Moff Gideon. Like, technically he already has Baby Yoda. He has him. The stormtroopers are coming back with him, I think. Yeah, they picked him up off the ground. So it's basically just a race against the clock now. He's in Moff Gideon's possession. But I think I'm just mainly grateful for the other episodes that we've seen and just how the Mandalorian does deal with these kind of situations. We've seen him pinned down before. I have no doubt he'll be able to get out of this. It's whether or not he can get Baby Yoda back now that it's in someone else's possession. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description, of them uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in. I can't, what are we seeing? Where's the baby? Is this before or after Quill? Are we seeing it? Nope, they got him. So it is after Quail's death. They just shoved it in a bag. Why? Bad stormtroopers. You don't keep a child in a bag. It's not a chihuahua.
Speeder bikes have arrived at the checkpoint with the asset waiting confirmation.
They're not meant to go anywhere.
Knock it off.
How dare you? These guys are dying, right? They're gonna die.
The Moff just touched down and already took out a squad of local troopers.
These guys better die.
Did he just say that Gideon killed his own men? Oh, who knows?
Let's look at your own future. You're not warned or scared?
Just arrive in a town, you know how it is. I said, shut up.
Death to both of them. I don't even care that the other one isn't even doing anything.
Did you not just hear that Moff Gideon killed a dozen of his own troopers just to make a point? Okay, I get that point.
What is this? It's just a quite casual conversation between stormtroopers that I want both of them dead. It's quite funny, but still, stop hitting the child. The aim is just appalling. You'd think they'd start adapting to how the goggles, the helmets work. Are they trying to hit that thing? That's so bad.
Can we offer that thing some water? You just want to look at it. So what? You got to see it. Barely.
Okay, they're kind of funny.
More than I got to see it. Look, I'm not taking it out of this bag until I deliver it to them.
Take it out of the bag. Let it do mischief. Let it run wild. It could force choke both of them. Maybe.
Any update yet? Still waiting on confirmation.
So
we just killed an officer for interrupting him, so this might take a while.
Okay, so wait, what's happening with Mando?
Hey, how long has it been since that thing moved?
This has got to be one of the best intros for the show. I don't even care anymore. This has got to be one of the best openings.
It's been way longer than a minute. Oh my god. Shouldn't we check and see if it's still alive? The last thing that you want is to give Gideon a bag and have him open it up and... I don't know, it's a pet or something.
Or am I just poking it?
Ow!
Go on, Baby Yoda! Ah! Both die. Both die. Stop.
Stop that.
Butler!
I am this child's nurse droid, and require that you remind him to me immediately.
Come on, please say it remembers how to fight.
You're gonna have to get out of here.
Oh, please.
Are you refusing my request?
They probably can't even hit him at that range, can they? Go on, destroy them! I love him so much. And it can pilot that as well?
That was unpleasant. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Amazing! The character arc of this robot. Of course, I guess it's kind of just erased and changed, but still, I love it. Going from wanting to kill this thing, and now saving its life and apologizing for the violence. Amazing! Okay, so when did you kill one of your own men? How is this time syncing up? Yeah, that means Baby Yoda is currently safe. A droid has it. Moff Gideon doesn't.
The Mandalorians have a covert down in the sewers. You can get down there. They can help us escape.
They'd still be here after that whole thing? They said they had to move.
What the hell are they waiting for?
Probably a clear shot. Or just a bigger weapon to just destroy you completely.
They're setting up an E-web.
What's an E-web? Is that like a net? A web?
I found the sewer vent.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay, good. Escape plan. Go on, Mando. You gotta be so fast. And of course, the best guy kind of gives it away, because if they did blow up this building, they could just assume they're dead. But they'd have to see the armor for recognition if there were no bodies to be found. And since I doubt the best guy would be completely eviscerated, they would know that he's alive. Got his attention. That can't be good. How many that did it? That didn't do it? Is that made of Beskar?
I would prefer to avoid any further violence and encourage a moment of consideration.
You'd let them live?
Have completed assembly of an E-web heavy repeating blaster.
Heavy repeating. Okay, that doesn't sound good.
I am sure that Republican shock trooper Cynthia Dune of Alderaan.
Cynthia Dune of Alderaan. She's from Alderaan. How do you know she's there? How do you know her?
The decommissioned Mandalorian hunter, Din Djarin,
Name? Din Djarin, Siege of Mandalore.
laid waste to fields of Mandalorian recruits in the night of 1,000 tears.
Who are you? Din Djarin finally got the name, and it wasn't even him giving it up. It's some random villain that knows it.
And urge you to lay down your arm and come outside.
Well, now you've got to have a good enough shot to be able to shoot his head from behind the wall.
What do you propose? Reasonable negotiation.
You have the child. What else would you want?
If you're asking if you can trust me, you cannot.
Honest, good, nice.
As you betrayed our business arrangement, I would gladly break any promise and watch you die at my hand.
I love him. He's such a good villain.
I will act in my own self-interest, which at this time involves your cooperation and benefit.
I love him. He's brilliant. I love the honesty. He just does not care.
Give you until nightfall, and then I will have the E-web cannon open fire.
Okay, nightfall. That seems like a while. The sun's pretty high. Oh wait, no. Looking at the light on the troopers, it looks kind of low.
The minute we open that door, we're dead.
Yeah.
Dead if we don't.
The only option is the sewer.
They'll upload me to a mind flayer.
Those aren't real.
What? What's that?
That was just wartime propaganda.
What's a mind flayer?
What about you, Mando?
Din
I know
Djarin.
who he is.
History? What?
Moff Gideon was executed for war crimes.
It's him. He knew my name.
So they think he was dead? What?
I was not born on Mandalore.
But you're a Mandalorian.
Drop this info.
Mandalorian isn't a race.
Yep, it's a people.
It's a creed.
Okay, finally getting this info. So some of them are born into the society, whereas others take up the creed. This is what I've been told. And now, are we seeing the full past here? He's called Din Djarin. This is not Mandalore. This was some other planet that got attacked during the Clone Wars. Yep, Separatist ship. Cool seeing those again, and in live action. Yep, murder and death surrounding you. And super droids just everywhere. So this is not the Night of 1,000... Wait, is this the night? No. He mentioned a lot of names. Yeah, I've got the Great Purge and a Night of 1,000 Tears, but that's Mandalore. So he isn't a Mandalorian yet here. He's just some random person, not part of the creed here. I do like this expansion on the whole Mandalorian thing, because from Clone Wars and Rebels, it makes it just look like one race of people. But this actually shows off as being not just that. Okay, yeah, that box does look kind of small. I don't think the parents could fit in there too. There's no voices. Does that mean he doesn't even remember his parents' last words to them? Because of course you can see it mouthed. It's "I love you." But can he not remember what his parents sounded like? Is that what I'm oh wait, no, there's plenty of space in there. You could get in. Or maybe you're trying to be a distraction and run away so that... No, this is sad. And dead. Now please, how did you survive this thing? That's a cool shot. They came to save him. If only they were here a bit earlier. Do we know who that one was? Is there a crest or a symbol on them? And this is how he became a foundling. With this sect of Mandalorians, would they have raised this kid? Like, what happens? Because we haven't really seen anything past this point in his life. Or like, between now and him as a bounty hunter. Yep, loads of Mandalorians fighting the Separatists. But they were neutral, so I'm guessing these didn't even, like, operate under Satine then. So these were, like, an outside group. But what reason did these lot have to fight? Or was this before Satine decided to get involved? Even then, I don't think she really got involved. She just went to the Republic and just tried to talk things out peacefully. I don't think she ever ordered anyone to start doing this. Maybe this could have been under the command of Pre Vizsla and Maul, but they wouldn't have gone against the Separatists. This has got to be their own separate thing.
They raised me in the fighting corps. I was treated as one of their own.
They did raise you, good.
The only record of my family name is in the registers of Mandalore. Moff Gideon was an ISB officer during the
Like Callus, during the Purge. I still want to see what the Purge is.
worried when the Ugnaught didn't respond. But if they'd captured the kid, we'd already be dead.
Yes, okay, so that means he knows. Okay, so he knows that the droid now has it, or he knows that the troopers outside don't have it. That's good, that's something.
Quill. Nothing.
They might have jammed the
Yes, go with that, he could be alive. Baby? Okay, you're fine. You're just a loving life.
Terminated.
No!
What did you do?
I am fulfilling my base function.
Gotta explain more.
Nurse and protect.
Wait, you're going there? What are you doing? I thought you were going back to the ship. What are you gonna do? What? Those guys can't aim. You're gonna be fine. Yeah. Why are you going in? Are you gonna protect all of them? It can still... It's just loving life, loving the destruction. Awesome. And it's just destroying everything. Can it save them? This could help Mando get over his whole droid thing. Good, it knows not to shoot the Jawa. Awesome. Give this thing a day. It could probably take out all of the Imperial stuff here by itself. Oh, it could so do it by itself. You've brought the baby right to you, and that's also a cause for concern for me. Love it. It can just turn around and completely guard the child. Oh, all these people are dead. I'm glad it knows who its allies are.
Cover me!
Can this link back to episode 1? Can they get control of the gun and use it against them? Death troopers. Doing okay, but again, they're death troopers. Okay, you should be fine. Like that we get to see them be a bit more tougher than the stormtroopers there. That's something. Oh, you don't... No, don't you die again! Mando, save the robot. I mean, he's gonna try and do it just to save the baby still. Yeah, he's got the gun. Beautiful link back to episode 1. Oh no, she's still in there. And Death Trooper. Can she deal with them? Oh no, she has a good distance from it though, but now she has these to deal with. Is this her? You're still here. Okay, you look angry. What can you do? How good are you at this stuff? Like, what is her situation like now? Because this has got to be very reminiscent of, I guess, her time in the rebellion. Fighting stormtroopers like this. Well, death troopers. And you got it, wow. Okay, you must have been quite a force to be reckoned with. Beskar. It's faster. This tiny gun's fast. Oh no. Beskar. But still, love how smart Moff Gideon is. Not even bother. Oh, that's good. Not even bothering just shooting at him. Okay, just take out the weapon that he's using. Done. He's fine. The Beskar's got him. You're going back inside. It doesn't have a door anymore. Oh, it does. And what did they blow up? We're living in a new building now.
Burn them out.
No, the kid's in there now. You'll be endangering the kid.
We're gonna get you out of here.
This is our only path out. Can you clear it?
Nurse and protect. Can the droid save him?
Can you do anything to move the grate?
Yes, of course.
Can it? Of course, droids. Amazing.
I'm not gonna make it.
Oh, yes, you will. Stop talking like that.
You just got your bell rung. You'll be fine.
Leave me.
That ain't good. Don't show him that.
I need to take this thing off.
No. You leave me.
You'd rather die than take the helmet off.
When you get to the Mandalorian covert, you show them that. You tell them it's from Din Djarin.
Oh, he's actually just using his name now.
It was in my protection, and they'll help you.
We can make it.
You can make it. You can make it. Just take off. The baby has force healing. Can that do something? Who is that? They have red. Flame Trooper. Okay, great.
Let's go.
Burning out.
Make it, and you know it.
You would if you take your helmet. Could the helmet be helping? Could the helmet be slowing the breathing? Maybe just, how tight is the helmet? It doesn't really fall off in combat, so I'm assuming it's quite tight. So it might be applying pressure where he needs it.
You protect the child. I can hold them back long enough for you to escape.
Don't be stupid.
Let me have a warrior's death.
No! You have more seasons to live through. Come on.
This is the way.
It might be your way, but it's not her way. Come on. Drag him down the sewers. Oh, the baby. So I take it that armor must be fireproof then, for this guy to actually be in here. What are you gonna do? You're gonna block the fire? Is it blocking the fire? Go on, Baby Yoda! Okay, this thing is definitely more powerful than, I think anyone, and it sent it back. This is more powerful. This isn't just, some sort of small chain thing. Yes, it takes it out of him, but he's powerful. That's high midichlorian count, right? To be able to do that. Blocking fire and then turning it around on the enemies.
Go. We have to move. Now.
They're not leaving you. They can't leave you. Can they leave you? Don't leave him.
Escape and protect this child.
Droid, save
I
him.
will stay with the Mandalorians.
Yes. Come on, get him past this droid thing.
Promise me you'll bring him.
You have my word.
Yay! He's to nurse and protect. He's going to protect the Mandalorian and he's going to keep him alive, no matter what he thinks. He can take it. Wait, he can take the droid helmet. He can take it off.
Do what?
Just get it over with.
He's not going to kill you.
I'd rather you kill me than some imp.
Idiot. You can take your helmet off to a droid.
I was reprogrammed. I need to remove your helmet if I am to save you.
Technically, Mando would have been reprogrammed from like, his life before Mandalorian.
Try it and I'll kill you.
Are you kidding? He's not human or like a person. He's a droid. It works.
No living thing has seen me without my helmet.
It's not living. You're a smart cookie. Put it together.
I am not a living thing.
Not living. Oh, wow. Of course, Pedro Pascal, but he's also got scarring over his face. That can't be from, like, the blast. When is that?
You have suffered damage to your central processing unit.
You mean my brain?
That was a joke. It is meant to put you at ease.
He's got injuries to the brain. That's not funny. People, come on. Show the thing. Show the thing. Okay, no, it's good. Okay, it's good. It's good. And you healed very fast. I mean, well, kind of. I think the droid's keeping you up. Mate, did all those scars come from that blast? Because I would assume the helmet would protect that. That looks like actual lacerations on his face. How did he get those? Because he didn't have them as a child, and that means there's some other point in his history where he took the helmet off and got those.
It'll lead us up to the plains where the river flows.
Yes.
The imps will catch us before we make it to the ship.
They don't know you're down here yet.
Mandalorians to escort us to safety.
Pretty sure they left. No one's here.
I can stand.
The Bacta infusion is working.
I'll try to find tracks.
Excellent. I love that they have now backed it as a spray. They don't have to be in tanks. For minor injuries, just use it. Yet they are all gone. This place is abandoned. What? Helmets. That's not good. Are they all dead? They're all dead. They would never take their helmets off and they're all piled up like that, they're dead. So his now second family is also gone. That's heartbreaking. And your only hope to get out is gone. Who did this? How did the Imperials do this? It was the guild that the Mandalorians attacked. The Imperials actually come down here, find them, and to manage to take them out.
When you left the system and took the prize, the fighting ended, and the hunters just melted away.
So where'd they go?
Did you? No!
It was not his fault.
Oh, Forger, Armorer, you're back, you're here.
We knew what could happen if we left the covert. The Imperials arrived shortly thereafter.
Imperials did it, okay. You're not saying if they just died or if you just removed your helmets? I'm assuming they all died.
I hope so. Some may have escaped off-world.
And you're salvaging the armor, because of course it is definitely important. They wouldn't just leave it after they die.
I will not abandon this place until I have salvaged what remains.
Because it is that important. Good to know that you survived. How did you survive then? Like, you're not just an armorer, but you're also probably a very capable warrior, not just... So, probably, as in, like, her skill set. All of them are warriors, yet she managed to survive, and she's also... does this stuff. Seems very impressive.
The one that saved me as well.
From the Mudhorn, it looks helpless.
Oh, it's not.
Its species can move objects with its mind.
I know of such things.
Come on, the Force? Because I like that he just says it's species.
And an order of sorcerers called Jedi.
Finally.
That fought with such powers.
Come on, yes. Give him the info.
Kind were enemies, but this individual is not.
There we go. Yeah, you don't see them all as enemies. Good.
Like Creed, it is in your care.
Yeah! Look how happy it is.
Train this thing.
It is too weak. It would die. You must reunite it with its own kind.
No! Keep it with him. So he's got to find Jedi now. Is that it?
The galaxy for the home of this creature and deliver it to a race of enemy sorcerers.
This is the way.
She has spoken. This is the way. You must do it.
If you follow the descending tunnel, it will lead you to the underground river. It flows downstream toward the lava flat.
Okay, so that's the one you need, but what about her?
Till it is of age or reunited with its own kind, you are as its father.
Oh, finally saying it. But again, of age. How does that work for this thing? What would be its age? Of course, it's 50, so technically that would be of age if you go by number. I kind of want to see it with the helmet. I want to see it with a Mandalorian helmet.
You have earned your signet.
Finally getting the signet. What is it?
You are a clan of 2.
The Mudhorn. Aww.
I will wear this with honor.
Here they come. Yeah. She's not gonna leave, which makes me sad. I can't, no. Is it out of duty that she just wouldn't go? Like, is she just accepting death here, or does she think she can survive?
I have one more gift for your journey.
Another one? I love her.
Trained in the Rising Phoenix.
When I was a boy, yes.
Phoenix, flying?
Will make you complete.
Yes, finally!
When you have healed, you will begin your drills. Until you know it, it will not listen to your command.
Oh, so he can't use it yet. Makes sense, because he just hasn't had one. But I'm just glad he has it. He has a jetpack now, finally. Rising Phoenix sounds so awesome.
Come with us.
My place is here.
Yeah, she ain't going.
Restock your munitions.
She has made her mind up.
Carry this for Dinjan until he is well enough to wear it.
Dinjan. I love how much they're saying his name now. It doesn't feel so, like, cryptic and mysterious. He actually has a name. It's like a captain, isn't it? She's got to be like one of the elders of the group then, because she's basically going down with the ship here. It's like she's the captain of this coven, if anything. Are we gonna see what she does? I want her to live, but I don't. It kind of feels kind of poetic if she doesn't and just go down with the ship. I doubt she's surrendering. What's she doing? She has weapons.
Where are they?
I love her helmet. What's she gonna do?
I said, where are they?
What's she doing? Oh. Mentally preparing. Okay. I think she's got this. I don't think she might die, but she's got a good... They just melted in that. She's got a good chance of living. Yep, yeah. I think it's 50-50 at this point. I don't know, stronger. You just destroyed that mask. Okay, no. Yeah, she's living. She's living through this. No way she's dying. That wasn't even with guns or anything. That was just with, like, her tools to make armor. Oh, and you got R2 rating for you. So an R2 unit.
Ferry droid is fried.
No.
Looks old. Will it take the heat?
You got a better idea?
You have nothing better. Get in the boat.
You guys mind getting out of the way?
Oh, yeah, just let her sort it out. Excellent work.
Watch your feet, it's molten lava.
I love how much he cares now, just giving advice. He's kind of like, if there were seatbelts, he'd tell them to put their seatbelts on. Oh, it's alive! It has hands! It's rising. That ain't an R2 unit.
Suppose anybody here speaks droid.
The droid
I
will.
believe he is asking where we would like to go.
It's like a gondola.
A lava flat.
I love this. This is so much fun. Still not sure what's happened to that R2 unit, but still, it looks awesome. This is quite relaxing. Just lava river. Nice. The boat seems stable.
That's it. We're free.
Light at the end of the tunnel. Why would you say we're free? You're never free. Don't...
No. No, we're not.
You got good range on that helmet.
Hey, I'm talking to you. I said stop.
No! Okay, that was a bit panicked, but... Now what?
We're still moving.
Then you can stop. You're on the flow.
There are too many.
Well, then what do you suggest? Because I can't surrender.
I like that we're seeing her panic. This has got to be very reminiscent for her over what she's been through. Because she is a soldier. She's going to have that sort of combat experience with Imperials. And I imagine there was quite a few close calls. And now she's back into it.
I still have the security protocols from my manufacturer. My designs are compromised. I must self-destruct.
Really? Still?
I'm not permitted to be captured. I must be destroyed.
That was kept in there?
Base command is to watch the child. That supersedes your manufacturer's protocol.
Yeah, please?
Now grab a blaster and help us shoot our way out.
Victory through combat is impossible. We will be captured.
Bad droid. No, bad droid.
Sadly, there is no scenario where the child is saved
Think-
in which I survive.
Think someone else. Come on.
We need you. Let's just come up with
Please tell me the child will be safe in your care,
But you'll be destroyed.
and you will live.
Oh, Mando actually wants to keep it alive.
We need you.
There's nothing to be sad about. I've never been alive.
I'm not...
Oh, yes, you are, you big softy. I love the growth. Oh, stroking the ear. I don't want it to die, but still, this is such a... Oh, I love him.
What are you doing?
Oh, you... Okay, how long can you last in that? They really build droids well. He's gonna sacrifice himself. He's gonna... Oh, yeah, he's gonna blow up the entrance. Oh, whoa. Oh, no. Would this cause a cave-in, though? Would this still be open for them to actually get out?
Manufacturer's protocol dictates I cannot be captured.
You are such an amazing droid.
I must be destroyed.
Oh, wow, just, yep, go out with it. Oh, the one droid Mando loved. Gone. Saved him, yet again. Didn't see Moff Gideon there, so he's gonna still be an issue. Time. Moff. There you are.
Get in!
Can you deal with this? It's a tie. I think you're quite outmatched here.
Our blasters are useless against him.
Hey, let's make the baby do the magic hand. Do the magic hand thing.
Yeah, he has no clue what you're talking about. Oh, wait, I thought you couldn't use it yet. Oh, no. This would be chaotic. But that's kind of good. You won't be able to shoot something that's chaotic. It'll be difficult to predict your moves. Then you also have a good chance of being shot in friendly fire. Oh, I love it. Oh, nice. They moved the cape out of the way so it doesn't get burned. You could have still shot the above. You only needed to rise. Okay, good. Oh, I love him so much. He's not just thinking, like, recklessly. I say that as he's doing this. Still, he's only using it to just get on board. That window's designed to withstand the force of space vacuum. I don't think a shot... you need a ship's laser to shoot it. Regular blast, I don't think it's going to cut it. That'll work! Oh. It would have worked! Stay on. He's still injured. How fast is he healed? 2. Yes! Not as big as I would have liked it, but yeah, he's down at least. That's a survivable crash. He can live with that. Jetpack, use it! Thank you. Soft landing, soft landing. Amazing first go. Of course, I think he trained with it, but still, he trained in the past, but it's been a while, so awesome to see.
Any more stormtroopers?
I think we cleaned up the town. You
did all of that. How long has it been? You did that in a day.
Varro is a very fine planet, and now that the scum and villainy have been washed away, very respectable again.
Awesome.
Bounty Hunter Hive?
Some of my favorite people are bounty hunters.
Yeah, come on. Okay, this is cool.
A specimen of soldier might consider joining our ranks.
Could she?
I've got some clerical concerns regarding my chain code.
And if you would agree to become my enforcer, clerical concerns would be the least of your...
It sorts out her story. She can be sort of free and relaxed, and she has a job.
Go off, enjoy yourself. And when you're ready to return, you will have the pick of all quarries.
Yeah, kids no longer needs to be on the run. I love this. The feeling is just good. Because apparently he still needs to find the Jedi now.
I'm afraid I have more pressing matters at hand.
You can still do that and, like, be happy.
Take care of this little one.
I love how hopeful this feels. You've freed the planet, essentially.
Or maybe it'll take care of you.
They'll take care of each other. They need each other. They've both grown so much. Okay, he can use it, yay. So he can do, it doesn't need, like, super amounts of training with it. Oh, little chirp saying goodbye. Oh, Quail. I feel so bad for him. I mean, why did he have to die? Him and the droid died. All he wanted was a peaceful retirement.
What do you got there?
Oh, he's got the crest. You gotta let him keep that. Let him keep it.
Why don't you hang on to that?
Yeah, it's his now. That's like a Mandalorian crest. He's basically a Mandalorian. Of course, would a helmet fit him? How would a helmet even look with his ears? The necklace is a good substitute. Crash site, yep, he lives. You're an incredible villain, so I honestly don't mind. Jawa's already at the scene. They really have no shame. Just opportunistic little vultures, aren't you? What? That's the Darksaber. How? Incredible shot. How? Okay. Ended. Oh, great. Okay, somehow that villain just managed to get even better. He has the Darksaber. The last person who had that was Bo-Katan. So she's lost it to Moff Gideon. Already he was a great villain. Now this means he beat her. And oh, dear me. It puts him kind of in a similar, like, picture in my mind as Darth Maul. Don't come at me. Simply because of how they have this weapon. Darth Maul got it from Pre Vizsla. It's a powerful weapon and a powerful symbol. This guy's managed to do the same, essentially, against Bo-Katan. And it kind of makes sense. Sabine handed over the thing, and Bo-Katan didn't win it in combat. So maybe it was questioned. She had to prove herself to say that she was the right one to wield it. Mandalore. What's happened to Mandalore? There's so much like little lore bits in here, which I'm still waiting to figure out. We still don't know what the Purge is. They've thrown in the Night of 1,000 Tears. Moff Gideon was an ISB, it's Zeb. It's that sort of thing. Callus, Zeb, extermination. Did the Empire try to exterminate Mandalore the same way they tried to exterminate, well, the same way it did exterminate Lasat? Just very close to the end of the Empire. Moff Gideon would have had close to the same position Callus did with, of course, Callus lied about it, but Moff Gideon would have had that same command, being an ISB agent, and during it, he managed to steal the Darksaber like Callus managed to steal one of the bow rifles. Both of them are like a combat thing. Zeb even said that the weapons go to whoever win best the other one. It's the same thing. Mandalore must be in shambles. Oh, it looked so hopeful at the end of Rebels. Like, what does that mean for Sabine? What is she thinking? Because we saw her at the end of the Empire, but of course she was on Lothal, and she met up with Ahsoka. She looked kind of happy or kind of fine. Of course, I guess her concerns are trying to find Ezra. But like, what does she think of what's happened to Mandalore? But also, you had this guy, apparently he was assumed dead, and he was assumed executed. Guess not, so he's able to hide that and get away with. He managed to fake his death from the New Republic. That begs the question: how effective is the New Republic? Who else has been able to do that? If one's been able to do it, that means others will be able to do it as well. But yeah, then aside from all of that, I really enjoyed this final. This was amazing. Love that we finally got the name of Din Djarin. It's really nice to actually just get that. It's quite. We also got to see his face again. Of course, it's Pedro Pascal, Mr. Fantastic, or soon to be Mr. Fantastic. I just like that we've gotten to see that as a huge revelation. And of course, it works because it was to a droid. It wasn't alive. It's the perfect thing. And I love how the story does set that up. He had this hatred for droids, yet this whole time, only droids were the ones that would be able to see under the helmet. It's so awesome how well it works, but it also even adds more questions. He had scarring and I guess lacerations on his face. I don't know if that would be from the explosion. I doubt it because of course his face is covered by a helmet which just doesn't come off even when an explosion hits him. So it seems like a pretty good helmet. So he must have had the helmet off before. We've seen him as a child. He didn't have scars on his face then. So when did that happen? It must have meant that at some point in his life, the helmet came off and he got scarred by whatever happened during that time. Also really happy that this episode did finally sort of confirm the sort of Mandalorian creed thing. Because from what we've seen through the shows and everything so far, it has appeared like a race. That was the thing. We saw Clone Wars, it was Mandalore. We saw the Great Protectors. Everyone worked, whenever they showed up, it always worked around Mandalore and the system. It made it seem like a race to me, but of course now this one makes it so much more clear that it is a creed. It's almost like an organization. Anyone can join it as long as they take the creed. And I just like that this is the first time it's sort of been fully shown here. The first episode makes it raise questions like, what are these guys? But now it fully confirms that they are just another part of Mandalore that just happened to not be born there and not born into it. Essentially kind of like the Jedi. No Jedi's born into being a Jedi apart from, I guess, Anakin and Luke. It's a choice, kind of, if the Jedi don't take you from your parents. It's a weird comparison, but like Jedi is not a race, the same way Mandalorian isn't a race. You can join it. But yeah, then for the rest of the characters, they're absolutely amazing. The droid, stand out. I can't believe he's dead. That is so sad, but he was absolutely so good in this. Seeing how far that droid has come, from his first episode where he was going to kill the child, now to dying for it, essentially. That was amazing. I absolutely love his progression and actually just being rewritten, kind of like how the Mandalorian was, or just Din Djarin, going from just we don't even know what his past was before becoming a Mandalorian, to being rewritten as a Mandalorian, after taking the creed and being a foundling. Cara Dune, loved what we've gotten from her. She's from Alderaan, meaning that her home planet is destroyed. That means connections with Leia, Organa. So it's nice to know that there is another Alderaanian around then, I guess. So Leia and Cara Dune now. That also means that she could have been inspired by Leia to take up the fight. Seeing that her princess of the planet was like part of the rebellion, maybe she joined it because of that. Maybe she saw how hard her representatives fought for freedom, caused her to join the fight. Then Baby Yoda, of course, you've got a good little scene to shine here, doing the fire thing. So far his force abilities, they have seemed weird, because you can't gauge it well because of his species. For any other random species in this galaxy, ages normally, we can sort of track their progression with force use. Ahsoka comes to mind. We got to see her develop a lot with her force abilities, and just how capable she became as a Jedi. And you can really just gauge the power level. This kid feels he feels like he has the strength of a grown Jedi, but without the stamina. He seems to get knocked out after using a lot of it, but he's able to use the same power. Able to block a giant flamethrower and then send it back is a big deal. Like, I imagine a lot of younglings wouldn't be able to do that. Yet this kid not only blocked it, but then sent it back. He also has force healing, which is another thing in itself. So he's a very talented little thing. He's very talented and has a lot of ability. Definitely not your average youngling. And of course you can't tell whether that's the species or if this little thing is an exception. But yeah, anyway, now the Mandalorian now has to look out for others of its kind. Jedi. I love how the mysticism surrounded this, that he thought species just could move things with its mind, and the armorer was the one to confirm that it's Jedi that do it. So it's nice to see that sort of coming back into the galaxy, because of course they would have been forgotten about with the Empire, and just how long that lasted, because they got basically exterminated. I imagine Lasats kind of feel the same way. I imagine if people forgot about the Force so quickly, I imagine that people probably have even forgotten that Lasats existed. What was the name of the planet? You had Lasat and Lasan, but then there were two planets. You had an ancestral Lasat. I don't even know anymore. But I'm just glad it's back, and it gives Mando a new mission, and it feels more hopeful. It feels like less danger, where he's not constantly being hunted by the Empire. Of course, the guy's still alive, so that's not great. It'll probably still come after him. But now it's a bit more freedom. You can search for others of his kind, which will be able to defend him very well. I just don't know if this means he'll have to give up the child. I don't want that to happen. They said it here, he is his father. The father would not give up this poor little baby and let some strangers raise it. Okay, first off, this show and season, incredible, just incredible. Like, it's phenomenal how much they've been able to do over 8 episodes. Because, like, personally, I'm not a fan of how short shows have become recently. But as an 8 episode thing, it is very good. Nothing feels fillery, everything had a good purpose, and the actual story, getting to follow Mandalorian and what he goes through and overcomes, has been absolutely amazing. Like, Mando as a whole, just looking at him more closely, has gone through so much. You have the whole foundling thing, him being a Mandalorian and not knowing sort of where he fits into his culture, and of course the whole droid aspect. The main thing is his cultural heritage and where that plays into stuff, and from the start it felt like he was questioning a lot of it. He wanted to live up to this idea of what a Mandalorian was, but now it just feels like he's made it much more of his own because he now has a foundling of his own. And I think that must be what it feels like to a lot of the other Mandalorians out there in this sort of creed, and just in those sort of organizations in general. You're always aspiring to be this ideal that you're meant to represent to others, and now Mando actually has someone to represent that too. The foundling, his child. It's great to see how that story progressed and how this idea of the way became his own, and it's mainly through the scene with him taking off the helmet, well, the droid taking it off for him. It's him trying to decide whether or not to trust the droid, because a lot of things happen there. It's him trusting the droid and potentially compromising the way. It's such a strict rule that you never take the helmet off, yet he did it here. And of course the droid is not a living thing, so it is an exception, but it is something you can converse with. So I'm assuming it's done on a technicality, which could be seen differently to, I guess, other Mandalorians, but it's just a really good point in just his journey through this culture and just deciding for himself that this is okay. He's forming his own understanding of it and not just taking what every other person is doing. It was a situation that's very rare to come across where he's dying and the only one that can save him is a droid, and it's not really something he can look to others to confirm for him. He can't look at another Mandalorian who's done it before. This is something that he has to do. It's something that he can't look to anyone else. It was fully his decision, not something he was trying to live up to someone else. It was fully his to let the droid remove his helmet and decide for himself if this broke the rule or not. Yeah, then I just love also that we got to see how the droid thing came into it all. That's definitely the more funnier plot side of things. Starts off tragic, but then it gets really sweet and quite funny. It's the lighter side of it all. Seeing how droids affected his life to begin with, and then how it just changed over time, where this droid now saved his life. And he's actually sad that it died. It's so heartbreaking to see, and just how much he's overcome that. But then we also get a bunch more details about him. Some of these aren't that explored here, like the Great Purge still hasn't gone into that much, but we can gather details from it. Moff Gideon seems to be heavily involved. You also have the Night of 1,000 Tears. I'm assuming that's related somehow. Maybe they just call it different things. But we also get Mando's name, Din Djarin. I'm probably just going to keep calling him Mando. I'm going to go back and forth, whichever one comes to my mind first. But I've been calling him Mando for a lot longer, so that's probably going to be the default. But it's just so cool that we got a name, and the fact that Mando isn't even the one that said it. Moff Gideon, the villain, is the one that called him it first. Names carry such power, and it's so cool to see how the show avoided saying it for so long, and the first time it's uttered is through the antagonist who's trying to kill him. A name is like the ownership of the South, and the fact that Mando didn't even say it first and the villain said it first really plays with the power dynamic and makes Moff Gideon feel this much more terrifying, that he is the one to reveal the name to the audience. Not even Mando did it. But then as the episode goes on, he starts saying it more, and he starts just talking about it more. You have other people say it. It feels like the ownership does switch back to him, so it feels like his name belongs to him more than the villain now. It's just such a good way to do it. It's powerful that the villain said it first, but of course that sets the issue of names being powerful and who has that power. Then as the episode goes on, the power goes back to Mando, Din, and I just hope that more people can call him Din and he just goes by his name more rather than Mando. Then Baby Yoda, we get a bit on him now, I guess, not a huge amount. We get to see some more ability from him and just the power. This basically set the tone that he is not your average youngling. Whether it's the species or he's an exception, we do not know, but he was able to hold back a flamethrower and then push it backwards and bounce it back. A typical youngling would not be able to do that. I do not believe a typical youngling would be able to do that, especially for his size and stamina or what's going on. He is something special there, just in that alone. And plus you have the force healing and how much the Empire want him. It's the midichlorian thing. He has a high midichlorian count, and this basically confirms it a whole bunch. But I also like that this episode kind of confirms that he is Mando's kid now. He is a foundling. Does that make him a Mandalorian? He hasn't taken the creed, and I don't think he can speak, so I doubt he can take it. I would just find it fun if he did become a Mandalorian in the end. Would he get a helmet? How would that look with his ears? Then I don't know if that can happen, because the new mission is delivering the kid to other Jedi. Don't know how that can work, because the Jedi's in the galaxy now. Ahsoka is around somewhere looking for Ezra. She's on her own little thing. Luke's out there doing who knows what, so that I feel like could be the best option. Reva, I think, is maybe doing something. She was a Force sensitive kind of Sith, but we don't really know what she's doing at the minute. There's not a lot of options. Luke seems the best, unless there's some other one that could be new, or I'm just missing one. But it's cool that that's kind of our link to get into the more main stuff of Star Wars, seeing what the Jedi are doing now. Going from this outsider, the Mandalorian, who's also outside of his own culture, now going directly to the heart of Star Wars with the Jedi, with the superstition and all the religious stuff, and the weird powers that come with it. Droid, highlight of the episode, hands down, absolutely amazing. Him and Quail, I've absolutely loved through the show. It's so sad they're both now dead. I don't even care if the droid isn't technically alive, it's dead now. Because it's just not doing anything, it's dead, and that's just sad. I can't believe Quail died so unceremoniously as well. It looked like he got shot in the back trying to save the kid and failed. All he wanted was a peaceful retirement, and he didn't get that. As soon as peace had returned to his valley, he got called away by Mando to look after the kid and got killed. It's so sad, but at least Mando was able to honor him in some way by giving him a grave and just burying him at least. So that is something. But I guess it adds to the realism that not everyone does get the death that they deserve, or yeah, the ending they deserve. But the droid, absolutely, I love how this character has changed over the course of the show. Going from holding a gun to Baby Yoda's head to now dying for it is so beautiful. Of course, whether or not that's character development or just completely rewriting is iffy because it is a droid. It kind of serves as a plot device just to help Mando through his droid thing, but I just love it no matter what. I just love seeing the juxtaposition going from this mercenary killing assassin droid to a nurse and a caretaker, a protector. And it's incredible that it actually did give its own existence to save the thing that it was originally intending to kill. Then on to Kara and Greef Karga. Love these two. Such a great addition to like this final. Kara herself, we got a bit more info on, and she did have more to do in this episode than Greef did. We get to know that she's from Alderaan. We get to know that Moff Gideon knows her, but we also got to see a lot of her actions feel different in this episode. She felt a little bit more, I don't want to say afraid, but more jumpy, more panicked a little bit. Because as an ex-rebel shock trooper surrounded by Imperials, and she feels like she can't win, essentially. That's what's happening. And it's just cool to see that response, because you think of the ex-rebellion, they won, what would they have to fear against the Empire now? And of course, their presence is still there. The Empire does still feel powerful to these people that have given so much to defeat them. The fact they're not completely destroyed kind of takes a bit away from them. Like Kara would have given her life to try and just free people and defeat these oppressors, yet they're still around and they are putting up a fight. They're not this weak thing that can be stomped out. And of course, that is going to shake her. And I just like that we got to see that. We also learned that she was from Alderaan. Very sad because that planet is gone. But it also creates connections between her, Leia, and Organa. Leia being dead, of course. But it does make me think that maybe during the rebellion, she saw Leia and just her planet and how that fought against the Empire. Maybe that inspired her to join the fight herself. Then Greef Karga, really love him. Love just how he changes. He's a lot of talking and just fun. He does switch whichever way benefits him the most, which is awesome. It's fine. But I just love his comedic sort of presence here. It's just light and it's just fun. Compared to all the others going around, you have Mando, the warrior, the weapon, Cara Dune, another warrior and another weapon. And you have Greef, who, yes, can fight, but obviously is not as skilled as the other two. And he just adds a really nice presence to this that balances it out. I love that he has a new mission now and he's given a new mission to Cara, where they are going to stay on Navarro and sort of rebuild it. The guild will be better, the planet will be better, the Imperials are gone, they will regain control. Cara now can do more with her life, she no longer has to be on the run. Greef will take care of the chain code thing, and now their lives can just go in better directions. Because of course with Cara around, I doubt Greef will go back into his old habits of just doing everything the guild wants, maybe. I think Cara definitely has more honor about her, so maybe they can just help each other. Moff Gideon, what an exceptional villain. Only 2 episodes, well, 1 episode and an act, basically, for him. Absolutely amazing to see. I love how he starts off by just naming the characters and just giving off a bunch of information, setting up what history he has with them. We learn that he faked his death, and we just get to see how incredibly capable he is. Of course, the fights that we got are quick, but it shows how efficient everyone is. It's not long and drawn out. First one is Gideon shooting the thing that was keeping the giant gun going. So he took out the fight very quickly, didn't let it escalate. Then it was the TIE fighter. We get to see that he's good in aerial combat and that he can fight and that he wasn't going to miss the second time he came round. And it also just goes to show how hard the people against him have to fight to actually beat him. Plus his way with words and just the dialogue he has is absolutely amazing, and it sets him up to just be a very imposing character. You would not want to go against this guy. And of course the opening as well, that's just really funny, and it also just adds to him because it talks about him shooting his own men and just how they respond to him, that he does carry a lot of fear. People know that he will kill his own men, yet they'll still go along with it because they know how terrifying he is. But yeah, then the biggest bit that adds to him is the fact that he has the Darksaber at the end. He has that thing, he has it. That means Bo-Katan connections, more Mandalore connections and history, and it just does not look good for Mandalore, or anyone. It also adds another aspect of the whole lightsaber Jedi thing, going from the outside of this universe to going further into it, but it just makes me so scared of what has happened to Mandalore now. Name dropping the Purge, Night of 1,000 Tears, he has the Darksaber. This means so many bad things, and I was trying to think, the only thing we've seen of a Mandalorian after the Empire was Sabine. She looked fine. So what on earth has happened to Mandalore where she's okay and she's not going off with Ahsoka, and yet this guy has the Darksaber? Then I just think the technical aspects of this season has been absolutely amazing. The way Mando is acted and just portrayed is done so well. We see his face once. Everything else that gets us connected to him is through body language and just the way his voice is done. Pedro Pascal has done an amazing job just voicing this character, just creating this emotional attachment through that. And the body language is just so awesome. You get to see him sigh, and that carries a lot of weight with it. It's such a difficult task to do, but it's done so well. It makes this show so enjoyable to watch, even though we cannot visually connect with who we're watching. The writing and the story have just got such a great balance to them, being this really serious drama to save this child, which has a bunch of implications to wider Star Wars. It keeps the story small and contained, and it feels like a good intro to anyone new to Star Wars, where they're not being bombarded by all the Sith and the history and all of that stuff. We're also at the end leaning more into it, giving that surprise to the people that know. Whereas I'm assuming someone who doesn't know the Darksaber, it's cool, he's got a flashy sword, and it's just another weapon that the new villain comes with. Then looking at the tone, it balances it great as well. Even the character's serious, while also adding in little bits of comedy through other things. The opening, I think I just love so much. Yes, of course it hurts Baby Yoda, but the way it just starts the episode off, it makes the villain seem more threatening, and just how he's able to control his troops while also being very horrible to them. And it also starts off in a fun place, and then the episode just is able to navigate around it all. Just go through different sort of tones throughout without feeling super jarring. As for what's next, I have no idea. I cannot wait. We know the mission. Mando is going off to find Jedi, so we're going to go into, I guess, deeper Star Wars stuff now. The show started out with just a Mandalorian, a completely new character, doing bounty hunts. That was it. That was such a good premise and a good start, and it felt small and self-contained. You didn't need to know everything about Star Wars to just get into it. Now, we are leading in to more of the deeper stuff. The Jedi, the Force, and everything that comes with it. It makes me so excited to just think of the possibilities and just watch Mando travel through the galaxy now to try and find the remnants of this religion. It does give me hope that maybe Luke can show up and that can be the one, but of course, probably more likely would be Ahsoka, who I'm also very excited for, because I know that she has a show. And the fact that it's already opened the door to get into Jedi stuff, I know that these shows are a little universe thing, and I think I'm just trying to think who are the options there. You don't have a lot. Luke and Ahsoka feel like the main ones, unless it's just a completely new character. And Ahsoka having a show kind of feels like the one to go with. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna have to stop thinking ahead and just enjoy the ride, and I just know I cannot wait to see where this does eventually lead, and how they sort of navigate from going from this small self-contained thing to delving into the deeper, more insane parts of this story. Overall, this episode has been amazing, and the season as a whole. I've absolutely loved this show down to every little thing that it's done. The acting has been phenomenal, the lore and the just story. It has been such a joy to watch, and I'm so happy that there's more seasons. I really hope that everything just stays at this level of quality and amazingness. Like, the big test will be, now that we've seen Mando's face, what does that change? Well, now that we know what he looks like, are we going to connect with him differently from now on? Or will he still remain this sort of gruff, cold warrior that refuses to remove the helmet? Does it open a door to him removing it more? Like, now that we've seen behind the curtain, how does this change the mystery? Is there even a mystery left to continue? All I know is that this episode has been such fun to watch, and the way it leaves it off has made me so excited. Search for Jedi, Darksaber, implications to Mandalore. I love the idea of where this can lead the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. It makes me so excited to just get into season 2. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next one for season 2, episode 1. See ya!